On this morning's trending, Putin finally comes out and tells the world that he's trying to live forever, confirming much of the research we've done here at iconic.com. That and so much more as this cult speeds up towards its endgame in this mad, mad world. Good morning and welcome to Thursday morning's trending. Just me today. Unfortunately, you have just me today. Let's dive into this very first story. Now, we've been covering this for a long time. This obsession with immortality, which is the transhumanist agenda, which is the eugenics agenda. It's all one and the same thing. They just rebrand it and update it. Literally update it if you've got a microchip in your bonds. Bonds is English for brain. And here is a graphic, and I just want to go through this now quickly before we play you the clip. So these people are really, really important. So you have Dmitry Itskov, Konstantin Rykov, obviously Putin there, and the Chabad Lubavitch Sneezhen guy that set the ball in motion, the Men in Black. Now these guys are all linked, and they're linked through the messianic agenda, but immortality and transhumanism specifically. So let's have a look at this clip. This is Putin caught on a hot mic. So allegedly he didn't know he was being recorded at the point, talking to Xi Jinping about immortality and how through biotech they can achieve this. Let's have a look. So there you have it. It confirms everything we've been saying for a long time here at iconic.com. And we actually have a documentary coming out this weekend called I Am Immortal, which covers this in depth. So to hear him actually say, you can become immortal, just confirms everything we've been saying here at Iconic, at the cutting edge of this information. So let's have a look at Dmitry Itskov. And who is this fella? So the 2045 initiative was the brainchild of Russian billionaire and a media mogul, Dmitry Itskov. Itskov had mapped out his plan to transfer the human personality, they call it. That's their name for consciousness, to a non-biological character, a carrier even, a non-biological character. That's hard to say. A non-biological carrier. There you go. In something he calls the Avatar Project. So he's going to pluck you out, your personality, whatever that means. Are they going to try and put that into data points through Palantir and reprogram those data points into a being? It's not going to really be your consciousness. So those of the rapture might want to think about that before they upload themselves. And that has 4 stages: Avatar A, Avatar B, Avatar C, Avatar D. The first one's a robot copy of you. The second one's an avatar or shell that a human brain is transplanted into. A shell. Shell is really important. It's called a kelipot in the Kabbalistic terms. Letter C, an avatar with an official brain to which human personality is transferred for, emulated at the end of one's life. This is kind of the rapture. This is what I call the techno rapture. And D, a hologram-like avatar where you'll exist online or in a hologram. These people, as mad as this sound, are very much connected to Putin. So then to hear him talking about, mate, you can become immortal. We've got the technology. We're messing around with it already. I'm sure that's the way he and Xi talk. It's absolutely incredible. Just confirms everything we've been saying. This cult believe in things and are using technology to do things that you would not think politicians are doing, but they are very much doing it. And now they're doing it out in the open. Whether he knew he was live on the mic or not is another thing. Maybe he did. And the next guy is Konstantin Rykov. Konstantin Rykov is a Russian politician, head of a company called New Media Stars, a company that Rykov founded with Dmitry Itzkov. So the guy we just spoke about, who's got the Avatar project, these guys made this company, New Media Stars, together. The two met while studying at University for Economics. Now, this Rykov guy is in a political party with Vladimir Putin. On December 2nd December 2007, Rykov was elected as a deputy of the Duma, representing something I can't pronounce, Nizhny Novgorod. As a candidate of pro-Kremlin party United Russia, he served in the Duma through 2011. The United Russian Party is the ruling party in Russia, and in 2012, Vladimir Putin became its presidential candidate. Rykov is also rumoured to have been connected to the Cambridge Analytica scandal, which would make sense, as well as claiming to be responsible for getting Donald Trump elected in 2016, which also makes sense because he is part of this I want to become immortal demigods cult. And as absurd I know as this sounds, there you have it from the horse's mouth. The guy is talking about becoming immortal. It's insane. So let's go back to that image at the start that we looked at, the graphic. So immortality links. Who wants to live forever, as Freddie Mercury said before he died. Dmitry Itzkov and Konstantin Rykov met at university studying economics, apparently, and created this New Media Stars. And together, they are working on this Avatar project. Rykov is connected to Putin because they're in the same political party that's the ruling party in Russia now. And Putin is well in with these guys I bang on about all the time, the Chabad Lubavitch guys, who are messianic Kabbalists who want to live forever and become these immortal beings that would broadcast their message from the temple. This is what this documentary I'm Immortal is all about. So just to hear him say that and confirm everything we've been saying is amazing to me. Now, whether they are just coming out and telling you now because they know the cat's out of the bag, I have no idea. And whether they can actually do these things, I doubt it. But they're willing to hurt a lot of people in the short term. Now, where this connection into politics, into geopolitics today, is what you're seeing as the Greater Israel Project and what is happening in Gaza with 19,000 children murdered. 19,000 children murdered is because of this belief system at the highest levels. I'm not saying everyone in the IDF thinks like this. I'm not saying everyone in the Israeli politics understands or believes this, but these people certainly do. Benjamin Netanyahu is very close, well, was very close to Schneerson until he died as well. Some people still believe he's still alive. These are the guys that were digging tunnels in New York. They were those fellas trying to find, apparently, Schneerson's lost writings, as I've been told by someone who supports Chabad Lubavitch. So, and these guys are a very, very low down. They're not high up. I believe if you're looking really to the deepest core of what's going on, you're looking at the black nobility bloodlines, these Papau nobility bloodlines that go way back, Orsini, these type of bloodlines. And Donald Trump's seen to have links in with these bloodlines as well, the Bourbon Two Sicilies and these guys. They didn't really go away, these bloodlines that can be traced all the way back, or at least they claim they can be traced all the way back to Babylon and Sumer and all of these things. This is something that David's been talking about for decades now. And other researchers like Jordan Maxwell talking about this for years. This is the same mentality right through. And this is exactly what we're talking about. And it's hard not to go into depth with these things on trending because this is where it all leads and you just naturally flow down this. And when you're talking about someone who is openly discussing immortality and the tech and the biotech used for that, then what else can you say other than this is very, very true? And as absurd and strange as it sounds, these people very much believe it. So what you're seeing in the Greater Israel Project, which have come out and confirmed now, which was a conspiracy theory not too long ago, is part of this messianic agenda. The project for the new American century that was rolled out off the back of 9/11, which is the sigil of Saturn. And I know I've repeated this stuff, but until people really get what's going on here, they're going to be lost in the weeds, wandering around the woods, going, I don't know how we got here. It was all designed and planned. So that's why it's important. The project for the new American century was supposed to bring this agenda over into the new world. IXXI, which is 9/11 in Roman numerals, is the sigil of Saturn. That's why it's on the Balmoral crest. That's what they were doing. The two towers were Yakin and Boaz outside the Freemasonic temple. They came down, and then building 7, which is also the Salomon Brothers building, which is Solomon Brothers, obviously, Solomon's temple. It all connects in to the Knights Templar, to the Jesuits, to the Freemasons at the very top level, which is kind of the Knights Templar anyway. The Knights of Malta, the Bavarian Illuminati, Chabad. They work for all of these different sects. The intelligence agencies, everything that David's been saying for years, and many others have been saying for years, is very true. Donald Trump's massively involved with this. He's there praying at Schneerson's grave. So he got a second term. And now this Rykov guy from this New Media Stars is claiming that he got Trump elected in the first place through Cambridge Analytica in 2016, which seems logical to me. And now he's in the same party as Vladimir Putin, and Putin is very much involved with his own, I think his name's Lazar, his own Chabad, what do you call it? Official rabbi, that's the one I'm looking for. So to see Putin there with Xi Jinping discussing immortality is absolutely incredible to me. It confirms everything that we talk about in this week's film that's coming out on Saturday, 5 p.m. UK on iconic.com, I Am Immortal. We go into the whole background of this, why they're obsessed with immortality and what they're afraid of, or why they are afraid to die and afraid of Saturn, death and Kronos and all of this stuff, because this is very real to them. Remember, this is a cult. You wouldn't go to Charles Manson and go, you can't think that, mate. That's a bit weird. It is weird. I'm agreeing with you. It's very, very weird. But these people believe it, and they're in positions of power. And until we can get this across to people, people again are going to be lost in the weeds. They're not going to understand what's going on. It's a very, very deep and dark rabbit hole to go down, and it involves people like Jeffrey Epstein in terms of transhumanism and what he was actually doing. Was he doing things under the island and surrounding islands like St. Bart's, St. Thomas? What was going on under Zorro Ranch? Why are they trying to cover up the Epstein stuff so extreme to the point where now the victims are coming out and putting their own list together, or survivors, their list together? It's a mess. Donald Trump is still calling it a democratic hoax. It's absurd. There's so much more to this. It involves Epstein. It involves the intelligence agencies, the military, science, big tech, big pharma. And it's all to do with this agenda for what they call Olam Haba and a world to come. So please do look into these things, as absurd and as strange as it sounds. It's why I'm so passionate about talking about these things, because until we get to the point where we accept that these people are lunatics and nutters and in on it together, we're not going to get anywhere. So I'm going to move on now to these next stories. Please join us on iconic.com. It's for free. You can head over there. All you need to do is put in your email address and you can continue watching this show for free. The reason why we're doing this is because we know we're not going to have any of these social media channels for long. We know we're going to be chucked off, and we want a way to be able to connect with you. It's still free. We just need the email address so we can keep chatting with you and making sure you can find our content. You can find thousands of hours of content over there. And if you choose to subscribe for $1.99 for your first month, then you can watch thousands of hours of other content, but there's free content on there as well, including this show, which is always free for you, but you just head over there for this next second part, and we'll see you in a minute.